Oh, buddy, how's it going tonight? Just give me 1 second. I'm just kind of working on the audio as well. I just need to see how the audio sounds like. How the audio sounds like. Audio sounds like. Oh, perfect. Okay, it sounds pretty good on my end. I'm not wearing any earbuds, so I can't hear myself, and also have a bit of a problem trying to hear myself. That's me. Um, how we doing today, people? How we doing? No, eventually somebody will jump on at some point. Oh, another thing I need to do. Still somewhat new to the streaming thing. Oh, wow, full screens. Something's wrong with full screens. We gotta add to our story. Say I'm live. Oh, first we need to. Oh, we need to. Second. On YouTube for a second, just to. And share. Copy link. Um, I think the one thing we can talk about today is, well, Blue Jays won, um, being at least a game out or possibly even tied for the wild card. Never would have thought that that would have happened. Here we go. Or we can talk about how the Dodgers are pretty much running a big Ponzi scheme. Because that's what it sounds like. There's a lot of details to that you can do. That you can do about it. And you could probably just read into it. But yeah, apparently the guy that one of the guys that owns a majority, like a good majority, I think it's like 12.5. He recently just sold his stake in the Lakers. He's trying to sell the Chelsea Football Club. He's in a lot of debt. He's being federally investigated by the U.S. government for owing a lot of money. Let's see it here. Here it is. Dodgers owner Mark Walter. Yeah, so the Dodgers owner, Mark Walter, and Dodgers owner is in a lot of debt, and it comes from. So apparently, there's five insurance companies that are associated with Mark Walter and his. You know what? We'll just have the mic like right here because we can. You can see it. I don't care. Uh, Apparently, Mark Walter is involved with or owns or has ties to five insurance companies within the Los Angeles Dodgers, and it also is. Du- 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 Okay, there we go. So here's all the details. This is from Yahoo Sports. Mark Powell. The worst owner in sports are too involved in the day-to-day operations of the team and don't spend nearly enough money. That's some of the worst owners. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Um, Dodgers owner Mark Walter is the opposite of that. Walter rarely seeks the spotlight and fields a high paywall in all of baseball. Yeah, and that's why we're getting a walkout. And well, yeah, there's more of this. As it turns out, Dodgers fans didn't want to know what goes on behind the curtain. Yeah, this is big. This is big here. Walter's under federal investigation for a complicated financial crime that could be better explained by an expert in that field. However, this author goes on, I will attempt to do so as simply as possible. Essentially, Walter owns a lot of companies. One area of interest is insurance, while another is professional sports entertainment. Walter is accused of funneling money from those insurance companies into some of his other investments without properly reporting it. So he's pretty much just going under the table, um, funneling money from the insurance companies into his other ventures, and that's how we get the Dodgers being in a lot of money. Um, Over the last few months, Walter has been shuffling even more money around. Sold his shares in the Los Angeles Lakers, and he even approached the cable company Charter Communications to let them out of the Lakers Dodgers local TV deal, which pays the Dodgers close to $300 million per year. Yeah, he's trying to get cash because he has contracts that are back end till 2040 something, and it's all those contracts are $1 billion worth. A lot of money. Some of these contracts, a lot of the owners in MLB will not even be around to see it. Um, Add in that Walters Dodgers also don't have to pay their full portion in revenue sharing thanks to a ruling from a bankruptcy court in 2012, and you can start to understand why this would enrage fans across baseball. Yeah, um, the Dodgers were already set to save between 50 to $55 million in revenue sharing, basically one free Kyle Tucker this winter. Apparently, that wasn't good enough, as Walter got himself in enough financial doo doo that he tried to opt out of a sweetheart of a deal. It- so, I think I said this a while back when I did the walkout video, the MLB walkouts coming video. The last time a team tried to defer contracts was the Diamondbacks, and what happened to them was the owner had to sell the team because he deferred too many contracts, and it ended up being a lot of money. This is what it's sounding like for the owner of the Dodgers. The deferred money that he owes to these Spurs till 2047 is over $1 billion, and he has to find a way to pay it off. So he siphons money. He siphons money by selling off his assets, and also the insurance companies are just giving him his own insurance companies are giving him money. So he's just printing money, just printing his own money, and it turns out he's $6 billion in debt. So he has to try and find a way to make all that money. The Walter investigation shouldn't impact payroll whatsoever. All of those contracts are bought and paid for. And unlike what some more small market baseball fans might tell you, Walter and the Dodgers are still making money hand over fist and can afford the likes of Shohei Ohtani and Kyle Tucker. They can, yes, thanks to the impressive year over year revenue numbers. But to play devil's advocate, the one consistent argument against the Dodgers being the best dynasty of the modern era is that they bought championships. Yes. If Dodgers detractors used the investigation against Walter to credibly prove some of the money was not well earned, then we could judge LA's back-to-back World Series and possibly a three-peat soon enough, differently a decade from now. Yeah, so give it time. Eventually, we'll have to go back and go, okay, so that three-peat that the Dodgers did, yeah, kind of bad. The Dodgers, so it continues on in the article. Dodgers are a fraudulent product. Believe it or not, they're not. The dynasty was built fair and square, yes, thanks to a flawed CBA and a set of circumstances no other organization could replicate. Yes, because the record TV deal, which pays the Dodgers more than any other team in MLB, is what fuels much of the on-field accomplishments. Ticket and merch sales are through the roof, and the Dodgers have a rabid fan base. They led the MLB in attendance by close to 10,000 fans per game. Nobody was close to it. Uh, they found loopholes, whether it be deferred contracts, prospect for prospect trades, or elite international scouting. That's baseball mechanics talk for. They're very good. The Dodgers are heavy competition in every front office and roster component. The rest of the league is just catch up. And even I must admit, it's all legal. The Dodgers are built the right way. They have a top-notch farm system, are Japan's favorite MLB team. Oh, no shit. Look who they have. They have Roki Sasaki. They have Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They have Shohei Otani. They have guys from over there. And their owners going to spend whatever it takes. See, and I think that isn't the problem here. The owner is spending a lot of money, which is great for. I'll be honest, it's great for baseball. Have an owner that spends money, because there's a lot of owners, and he even said in this article, there's a lot of owners that don't want to spend the money, which I totally agree. There are owners in baseball that don't want to spend the money, and that's why, like they say they're small market teams. They're small market teams. Okay, small market teams, you can spend money as a small market team. You can spend the money, and if there's salary cap, which I'm more thinking there probably will be in the near future, you're gonna have to spend money. And that's what the owner's argument is, that there's gonna be a competitive balance if teams are forced to spend money. Which still will. I agree. I kind of agree with that thought, because then teams would be forced to make drastic moves. Like the Dodgers will have to make huge moves. But here's the problem. Deferred contracts will be gone, but the Dodgers deferred contracts, like deferred if the MLB has its way, deferred contracts will be gone. But you can't get rid of the deferred contracts that are already there. Here's the problem. The Dodgers have $1 billion in deferred money. What team is going to take on those contracts? Who's going to take on those contracts? Who's going to take on that deferred money? Because the Dodgers will have to trade guys off. They'll have no choice if there's a salary cap. But the guys that they're trading off have deferred money. What are you going to do? What can you do? What can you do? If you're an MLB team and you realize that, oh, there's a star player on the market, in the trade market, and oh shit, he's one of the Dodgers players that has deferred money. How can we can't make this work? We nobody can, and the Dodgers are going to screw themselves if there's a salary cap. Like like when you have yeah, over the Los Angeles Dodgers owe over $1 billion in deferred money to multiple players, stretching future payments as far out as 2047. Uh, this heavy use of salary deferral was pioneered on a massive scale by Shohei Ohtani. So, pretty much the reason why the Dodgers are doing this is it helps get more money to them, like to this Dodger salary today, like more money to them right now, so that they can push it out. They don't care about later on. Unfortunately, with this whole story now, it's kind of like, oh shit, how, how am I going to afford $1 billion in deferred salaries till like 2047? Like, it's insane to even try and think of. You could make $1 billion by 2047. Like, if, think of it that way. Like, oh hey, let's make let's you could have $1 billion, but you have to wait till 2047. But you get payments from now until 2047 to make the $1 billion. But that's insane. That is way. I'm gonna say this again. The Arizona Diamondbacks, when they went on that huge run from 2000 to 2003, they had a lot of deferred money. And what happened? Um, the owner had to sell because there was too much. Yeah, here it is. The Arizona Diamondbacks have a long history of deferred contracts, famously using widespread salary deferrals to build their 2001 World Series championship roster. That aggressive spending created long-term financial obligations that stretched well into the 2010s, serving as a historic cautionary tale of Major League Baseball's regarding cash flow management. This is what um this is what the Dodgers are going to have to go through. Like, these players will be gone at some point, and you're telling me that I have deferred contracts of $1 billion? No, no, sorry. To afford high-profile talent while managing immediate cash flow, 10 prominent Diamondbacks players deferred portions of their salary. That group famously include entire pieces of the team: Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling, Luis Gonzalez, Matt Williams, who deferred payments extended through 2014, and Bernard Gilkey, whose installments lasted all the way until 2017. That's that's almost 10 years ago. No, I can't. Here it is. Here. 10 Diamondbacks. So, hey, I can actually read the article from the Los Angeles Times. Canada's news is shit. So anytime I try to pull up a Canadian news article, so like let's say if I'm pulling something up from the Globe and Mail, they go, for you to continue to read this article, you have to subscribe to our news so that you can read it. It's $3.99 a month. It's like, fuck no, just let me read the news. Anyways, this is from 2001. 10 of the highest paid Arizona Diamondbacks have agreed to defer large chunks of their salary in the next few years to help the financially strapped franchise. The agreements will lift the franchise out of its cash flow difficulties for the next several years, with savings of $16 million in the coming year alone. Uh, oh, A lot of people will know this name. Jerry Coangelo said, Coangelo said, "This is not a money story. What this is a human interest story about the character of a bunch of guys who were willing to make sacrifices." This is an LA Times article in from the Associated Press. This is from the Associated Press. So the 10 players who agreed were Randy Johnson, Matt Williams, Todd Stottlemyre, Brian Anderson, Kurt Schilling, Jay Bell, Tony Womack, Steve Finley, Luis Gonzalez, and Armando Reynoso. They represent 5 starting position players in an entire 5-man starting pitching rotation. 16 million in 1 year in deferred contracts back in 2001. Um, Let me tell you how much that is in today's money. 16 million 2001 worth today. So 16 million in 2001 is worth today $30.17 million like today in US dollars. Uh yeah, I mean, and then and because of that, and because of that, okay. Oh my god, my eyes are actually a little bit itchy. And because of that, the Diamondbacks owner, 2001 they sold. Okay, here it is. So the Diamondback franchise was not sold. I woke up 2001. Following their historic World Series victory that year, managing partner Jerry Coantro faced financial strain from deferred player salaries, which later led to an ownership restructuring and a sale of controlling stake to Ken Kendrick and his group for $238 million in 2004. So the context after the 2001 title, aggressive spending, the team loaded up on high-priced veteran talent to fast-track a championship. Well, yeah. Deferred debt. The all-in strategy left the franchise with significant long-term financial obligations and deferred compensation to players. Yes, so this led to in 2001 they had players defer, and then in 2004 they sold. See, that's the problem with deferred money is that um what will what could happen and if they doesn't have interest. So under the Major League Baseball collective bargaining agreement for now, because deferred money is going to be gone, deferred money can be structured with or without interest depending on the specific agreement between the team player. So not only does the Dodgers owe like $1 billion in deferred money till 2047, it could be more than that if there's interest. We don't know if there is interest or not. We just know that there's deferred money. So there could be interest in that deferred money, which could drive it even more. And that's one of the problems that the Dodgers ownership might have to deal with. Yes, they are making money hand over fist, but at some point you got to go, okay, maybe this was too much to try. Like they're making money year after year after year, but it's been now very sketchy in how they're making the money. How they even have this money now with all this stuff that came out. So because of that, um, a lot of people are speculating that Walter's going to try and sell the Dodgers, which good luck because any owner who's going to try and buy that team will look at all the deferred money and go, ooh, ooh, we pass. That's a lot of money to owe players after they retire or not even on the team no more. I think we're gonna pass. It's too much money to try and pay the players after they retire or not on the team. $1 billion, possibly more, if there's interest in some of the deals, which we don't know. There could be interest. I'd have to look at every individual contract, and it's like 10 pers. 10 pers have deferred money on the Dodgers. That would be too long to even try and like look on live. I would have to like go like I would have to do it in a separate video, like make a video of it and talk about it. But that would just take way too long. Yeah, no, it's now very, very interesting. Oh, what's this? Very, very interesting. And oh, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Okay, whatever. Yeah, no, it's gonna be very, very interesting now that all this stuff has come out about the owner of the Dodgers. Well, one of the owners of the Dodgers. Especially now that you realize that a lot of deferred money has been dished out by the Dodgers. It tells you that the owner of the Dodgers is cash strapped now and wants to make sure that he has enough money now and not worrying about later on. Well, later on, you have a over $1 billion, possibly more than that, if there's interest to pay players who are retired, who are probably retired or not, or not even on the team no more. Like, I don't think the ownership group or him especially fought this through. That's the end of that. I need to do more, and there's more stuff that will come out about this, but that's all I know right now. It's just he's in debt. His insurance companies that he owes are ciphering money to him. And it's he's under federal investigation for it. So he might have to sell the Dodgers because he has till the end of this year to pay off all his debts. Apparently, this that's a report that I heard earlier today. Let's see what else. What else can we talk about on this Thursday? The Blue Jays. Yeah, let's actually, you know what? Let's talk about the Blue Jays and how one, they are doing very well. They've won their last seven series. If you don't include the Chicago Cubs, one that one makeup game. You, if you don't include that one, because MLB does, they include it as a series, even though it was one game. Um, they have won their last seven series. They are in the playoff hunt. Their baseball can actually be very miserable to watch sometimes because sometimes their hitting is dead cold. Their pitching's been great, but their hitting will get dead cold. It will be they have youth injected. They have different players contributing, which is fantastic. Love it. Keep that up. Just keep that going. Um, it is very, very cool that this stuff happens. That we should have seen this at the beginning of the year. Why couldn't this be baseball we had at the beginning of the year? Well, also one thing that doesn't help, injuries. And we just got another one today. Andres Jimenez left the game today with a strained hamstring. Oh my god. Who was that? What was that? Uh, it's a whole calling card of just guys got of just position players and pitchers injured. It's just a calling card. It's ridiculous how many guys are injured. It would take me a long time to name off how many guys are injured, how many guys aren't going to be returning for the year. Uh, it's a whole list of who's who. It got to the point where so Andres Jimenez got injured, and we have to shift the whole. We had a good lineup today. Clement playing his usual spot second. We had Okamoto playing first. Charles McAdoo, one of the young guys they injected in, playing third, and Andres Jimenez was playing shortstop. Um, yeah, after Jimenez got injured, we had to shuffle this whole thing around. So Okamoto goes to third, which is his regular position, but he's been playing first mostly. Uh, well, he's been playing first like the past week because Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was injured. Well, he got concussed, but he's going to be back possibly by Saturday. He's eligible to come back. He's playing a game tonight. He's DHing in single A. Let's see what else. Oh yeah. So we had to bring Okamoto from first to third. We had to switch McAdoo to second, bring Ernie Clement to shortstop, and bring in Valenzuela, our backup catcher, who has some experience at first base, to play first base. Um, yeah, we just keep getting injuries, and it's incredible. Luckily, Josh Smith and Baird Bateman both went out the day before. Well, one with Smith with cramps in his hamstring, the other one, Bateman, with the same thing that Andres Jimenez got. And it doesn't seem like it's going to be major, something minor. Bateman could be playing next game. But still, just the amount of guys that are just getting injured, just injury after injury after injury. It's just like, when will it ever end this year? I don't think it will ever end until the year is over. That's one of the reasons why they call it the Dark Days of Summer, because it's too many injury. Everybody gets injured. Everybody gets hurt. Everybody just it's incredible. Just the injuries, just the all this stuff. It would be nice to, um, let's see what else is there. There's pitching did well. Actually, you know what? I'll talk about this because what was it? The Saturday, no, the Wednesday game. Jesus Sanchez should not be an outfielder. I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him have the right of day in the outfield anymore. This year has been bad, and it just showed. And it just showed last night in that game against Tampa Bay. Yes, you can lose the ball in the dome, like in Tropicana Field. You can lose the right in there, but it almost seemed like he lost it, ran the opposite direction to where you you can lose that ball, but you can also be able to retrack it. It almost seemed like he just did not retrack that ball. It almost seemed like he lost it and kind of ran past it and it bounced the other direction. And it was just like, oh my god! And you could just see Max Scherzer. You could just see Max, who was pitching well, and there it goes. He lost it. He lost it. I don't blame him. That was just not. And he had another play too in the first inning. It, he's n- and not just last night's game. He's had it where like I think it was a game against Houston where his first throw was not bad, not a bad throw. A little bit off the plate, a little bit more towards foul territory in the left field line. His second throw, holy shit, he overthrew the catcher. He almost overthrew the pitcher behind the catcher. The pitcher behind the catcher had to jump up and catch the ball. Holy shit, that was a horrible throw. Like it was bad. He is not. He is not a. He is not an outfielder. He's a DH. But even then, he's only good at one pitcher, and that's left-handed pitching. So yeah, he's a left-handed. He's good against left-handed pitching. And unfortunately today, with Brendan Valenzuela having to go in, and Josh Smith and Barrett Bateman still in the roster, but they're not 100%. Our last bat was Jesus Sanchez, and there was no way John Snyder was going to put him in. No chance. We still won 5-1 today. Definitely in the playoff hunt with a below 500 record in baseball, which is just nuts. Who have ever thought that? Not me. I don't think anybody will ever think of that. Let's see what else. Shane Bieber was great. Great day for him. Uh, didn't give up a run. Actually, we only had to use we only had to use two pitchers out of the bullpen today, which is great. Yay! This time it's not overworking the bullpen. It's actually giving it over, but Shane Bieber gave him a rest. Now we got the Yankees. 3-game series starts tomorrow. And this will be the last series against a team that against Yale, well, a team that's um above us in the standings. The rest of the schedule is, I think, the easiest schedule in all of Major League Baseball when it comes to records. It's teams that are below them or with them trying to get the last wildcard spot. So yeah, that'll be very interesting to see what September brings. Luckily, though, in September, football starts and hockey starts. That'll be all fantastic. I can't wait for that. Speaking about hockey, Maple Leafs. It's kind of nice to not hear much about them because I just you haven't heard much about hockey. Well, you've heard some things. Cutter Gauthier apparently declining a $13 million per year deal from the Anaheim Ducks. When do we hear the headline Verbeek fired by Ducks at this point? Because holy shit, has he been a horrible negotiator when it comes to rookies. Look at the Rio Carlson situation. Apparently they don't like negotiating with restricted free agents on like he doesn't like doing it. He he doesn't like it, so they qualified him. Of course, you're gonna qualify freaking Rio Carlson. Of course you are, but they they didn't offer him a good deal. I think it was like 8.5 million they wanted to offer Rio Carlson. Philadelphia goes, okay, hold my beer. Daniel Beer goes, hold my beer. Here you go. And it offers him $18 million a year. Holy shit. That puts a big wrench into the whole thing. And now it screws over your team as well because you have Cutter Gauthier who led Ducks last year with 45 goals. Um, he's going to want that money. $13 million apparently is not enough. He wants more. Oh my God. Has the market been set by the Philadelphia Fire? Has the market actually, think about it, the market has been screwed by Rio Carlson and the Philadelphia Fires. Because now all the younger players are going to be RFA'd. Yeah, where do we get the contract that Rio Carlson got? It's like, now, there is a premium on centers. Usually centers are the ones that get paid a lot more. At least that's what it used to be. Now everybody wants the money and everybody's going to get the dough because the salary cap's going up, and I think we're all happy about that. Because during COVID, the salary cap going up $1 million every year killed a lot of it killed a lot of momentum. And now the salary cap goes up about $10 million a year. It's like, holy shit, we are loving this now. We can spend money galore. And also, you have shorter contracts now. It's not 8 or 7 years anymore. It's going to be like 5 or 6 years for contracts, which is great. I don't mind the 5 or 6 years. I think MLB needs to have a contract cap. Now, they are proposing like a 5-year contract cap, which, see, in the NBA, they have a contract cap of 4 years. I think if you want to be like competitive, all the leagues are, except football, but football's non-guaranteed contracts. There you go. See, that would be very interesting in baseball's perspective if you had non-guaranteed contracts, right? Have it non-guaranteed. That might be one way to fix it. Oh, we signed this guy to $800 million for 14 years, but only like $500 million of it is guaranteed. That would piss off a lot of the baseball players. That would piss off a lot of them. But that would make it very interesting when it came to contracts in baseball. I think you have I think you have it as non-guaranteed contracts. Baseball contracts are guaranteed. Hockey contracts are guaranteed. Basketball contracts are guaranteed. Football contracts? No, they're not fully guaranteed. Well, there are fully guaranteed contracts in football, but not in the NFL, but not as much clauses or no movement clauses. Your connection is unstable. Oh, we're good. Yeah, no, they have a lot of non-guarantee, no trade, no movement clauses in the NHL. Football, baseball, basketball, they don't have as many. I think basketball only has like two clauses. I think it's actually one now. I think it was like Bradley Beal. Uh, but yeah, no, they didn't have many. I think what would make it funny is having have baseball have non-guaranteed contracts. Like think about the rarity of that. Juan Soto's deal. Think of that as a non-guaranteed deal. Okay, we're assigning you to at $800 million for I think it was like 12 years, something like I don't remember how long it was, but we're only guaranteeing for $400 million of that. We're only guaranteeing that much. 400 million of the 800 million is guaranteed. How's that sound? The rest of it is like performance bonuses and like, and then you'd get to the prophetic stuff of we're gonna add like 2 or 3 more dead years onto it, and we'll push most of the money into a signing bonus. So I get teams would then be finagling that, and the MLB would just go, okay, we're stopping this because this is just stupid. Teams are starting to like add dead years and rolling the contracts more and more and more, and it just caused chaos. But sometimes you need that in baseball. In baseball, you need that. You need chaos in baseball, which would be great. The chaos in baseball, and that's what we're gonna have with this lockout. Chaos. Is baseball gonna be? Is baseball gonna be any better because of this? Hell no. The last time we had a strike. Last time baseball had a strike. How happened? They had to have a federal court put an injunction in to get them back working into under the old CBA, and then they finally made a new CBA, and yeah, because the owners wanted a cap, the Players didn't want a cap, and it's just the same thing over and over again. Now that this owner, the Dodgers stuff leaked out, this actually might be a bad thing for the owners. They're trying to convince the players of getting cap, and it just be like, um, don't mind the deferred salaries getting out of baseball. Actually, yeah, I think deferred salaries should be out of sports. Period. I don't think there should ever really be deferred money. I think if you're gonna sign deals, you should make the money as you go, not deferred, not years and years after you're retired or like you're done playing for the team, like your contract ends. It's dumb. It's another way of how to finagle the cap or like baseball, like finagle the money. Apparently in the states, apparently in all sports, you can just print money like it's nothing. It's just like the president of the United States likes to think that you can print money and keep spending it on yourself and the White House and everything else. Well, your country is not not doing the greatest. I guess we could talk about one last thing. Adam Silver. I'm just gonna say this right now. When's this Clippers investigation going to be done? We had reports saying that the Clippers investigation was done, and then we had the spokesperson, the media person from NBA say, the investigation is actually not done. Whatever your report is saying is very false. It's like, buddy, we can get to the point here. It's going to take a while for the actual investigation to be done, and there's one or two ways of this happening. Apparently, Steve Ballmer is like is the biggest fan of Adam Silver as the owner. As the owner, as the president of the NBA. So there's going to be some kind of finagling going on. Like there's got to be something. Like this is taking long enough. What what kind of investigation are we doing here? What's the investigation here, huh? Apparently, could take up to next year. What are we in? We're over halfway through August, and you're telling me that the investigation could take all the way could take another 4 months. There's a trade on the table that's paused because of this. Finish your investigation. There's a reason why your reputation, Adam Silver, is going into the tank. Is because of this. Oh, and you know what? I might as well just talk about this right now. The WNBA, whoever their president is, yeah, her reputation has gone down the toilet. It has gone down the turn since their CBA was negotiated. Their new CBA was negotiated on, and especially when Enes Kanter and like a couple other former NBA players say all of a sudden, "Oh, we're transgender. We're gonna announce our eligibility for the WNBA draft." It's like, I'm sorry. I remember you guys. You guys were NBA players for the longest time. You guys are guys, or men. You're not. Now, I could get in trouble. You're not transgender. You're men. You should not be playing a woman's sport. You should not be playing in a woman's sport. And also, what makes you transgender? Are you just trying to make a point that the WNBA's requirements are very bad, or are you just having the fun of it? Now, yes, there's still a chance that they could actually be transgender, but it, I don't see that. All of a sudden, you just come out with it now and say, "Oh, I'm transgender." It's like, okay, you're just making a joke. Is this actually real, or are you just trying to prove a point that the WNBA standards are not that good? Yeah, I had an emergency meeting. Didn't really hear much from that emergency meeting. You don't really hear much from the WNBA, anyways. Um, it's just a joke. It's a joke right now when it comes to when it comes to two commissioners, especially in sports right now. And also, you have the president of FIFA still being a joke. It, it's all like spiraling when it comes to the heads of these sports. Like the NBA's head is a joke right now. WNBA's is a real joke. Infantino, the head of FIFA, is going to lose a confidence vote. He's going to be gone. I think sports is not so much per transactions and all that stuff right now. It's a lot of the presidents of major sports and uh, owners of sports right now that are making a lot of the headlines, and it's funny as hell. It's actually good you can do that because we don't hear much about the prayer transactions right now because there isn't much. Um. Anyways, I thought I should probably just do a This has been almost an hour of just me talking about stuff that I need to talk about a little bit. Anybody that watched the stream afterwards, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you next time on the live edition of the podcast. Hopefully I'll start making videos soon. On well, we got the Leafs season coming up. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers season coming up. Well, it's the Steelers. They should be in the real boat at this point, but they apparently don't want to do that. We got the Raptors season coming up. I don't watch much of the Raptors. We got football. We got hockey. We got we got MLB playoffs coming up. We got all the good sports now coming up. We're at that point in the year where baseball is slowly starting to end, and all the other sports are starting to go, okay, here's our time to take over. We are at a good time of year now. Well, we're still at the slow point of the year, but we're starting to get to here. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you next time on the podcast.